What is going on, world? What's up, YouTube? This is Zero here, and today I am bringing you guys a brand new series that I'm bringing to my channel. This is my podcast. So yes, guys, I have been working on this for quite some time now, and I'm really excited to bring this to all of you. Like I said, I've been working on this for a long time. I've been thinking about all these ideas and stuff as to what's a cool series that I could bring out that would be kind of different and something that would kind of stand out to a lot of people. And this is it, guys. So this is my podcast. For those of you who don't know really what a podcast is, it's basically kind of going over different topics, or just kind of talking about things in general that have to do with whatever it is, like on your channel, or a lot of radio news stations are doing kind of podcast sort of videos and audio files that are going up on iTunes. I actually have a cousin who's doing some podcasts on iTunes right now. And this, though, is just going on YouTube. I'm not planning on doing, going on iTunes and stuff like that. But I wanted to try this out because this is something different that I wanted to start on my channel. I've been, like I said, thinking of different series ideas that I could do on my channel, and this is one of them. So basically, including, the news commentaries and doing like other kind of Call of Duty based videos, I wanted to kind of expand my channel to also doing podcast stuff. And now I'm sure a lot of you already have noticed I've been doing face cam, a couple of vlogs, and I'm going to plan on doing some more IRL based videos. So this is, like I said, my very first actual podcast ever, and I'm really excited about this. This episode is going to be just me. And future podcasts, I'm going to actually try to feature people, other people from the community on the show. And basically, we're just going to go over a lot of different stuff that has to do with Call of Duty in general. Today, I'm going to be talking about Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, and I'm also going to be talking about, of course, COD 4 being remastered. So those are the two main things I'm going to talk about today. And here's a huge reason why I started this podcast, guys. So basically, what I do, obviously, is doing gaming news, and I kind of talk mainly about the Call of Duty community. I touch up on some CSGO and some Halo news every once in a while, but for the most part, it's Call of Duty. Well, here's the thing. When you talk about these different news videos, in those, there's usually about 4 or 5 topics, and usually I have to kind of go through them somewhat rapidly because you want to kind of keep the YouTube videos themselves somewhat shorter, around 4 or 5 minutes in length. Sometimes your tops would be around 10 minutes. Well, with a podcast, it's really just kind of however long you want to make it is how long you can basically make it as long as you want, and it's kind of where I can kind of go in more depth, and you guys can also get more familiar with me, just who I am as a person. I can get more familiar with all of you. That's just kind of how I wanted to work this podcast. And like I said, I want to bring, featured people on the show to kind of share opinions with different topics that we're talking about. So like I said, today, guys, it's just going to be me. And we're going to be it's going to be a little bit of a shorter episode, but that's because it's just my first one. But like I said, I'm going to be talking about the Call of Duty Infinite Warfare because obviously the reveal trailer just came out. I'm also going to be talking about COD 4 Remastered. And last but not least, I'm also going to be talking about Team EnVyus and how they're making this facility for esports. So those are the 3 main topics I'm going to be talking about today. So without further ado, guys, this is my first podcast, and I'm really excited to be here, and I'm really happy that you all tuned in for my podcast. So let's get right into it. So Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, guys, just dropped. Let's get right into this thing. I mean, Infinite Warfare, obviously we've had our fears, our doubts about the game and how it's probably going to be in space, and there was a lot of different talk that it was just going to be a space warfare. All of us were kind of, or most of us for the most part, were really worried that it was going to be in space, and it looks like we're going to space, guys. Now, Call of Duty has come out and they've said that it's going to be one of those kind of innovative sort of movements where you can you can kind of fight on land, but you can also go to space. So it's going to be kind of interesting to see how they kind of do this kind of innovative multiplayer or movement system. It should be interesting, but with that being said, the other thing that was kind of brought about and revealed to us in the trailer was it looks like there's jetpacks or some sort of boost jumping in the game, which is another thing that we've been very worried about. And I'm extremely worried about it as well, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I have been dreading the thought of being another like extreme futuristic game, but on top of that, having a futuristic game that also has these crazy exo movements or like boost jumping and wall running and stuff like that. Now, wall running, that hasn't been confirmed yet with this with Infinite Warfare, but there's a possibility that could happen. Who knows? I mean, I definitely am hoping that there is no wall running. I'm hoping that there's, no boost jumping. It looks like, at least from the campaign's point of view, it looks like there's definitely going to be boost jumping. There's going to be some wall run, well, not wall running, but mainly boost jumping, some sort of exo movements. So, or at least what some of the guys can do in the campaign. Also, looks like there's like these robots that you're fighting with. I don't know if they have anything to do with like some sort of mech sort of system, and I don't know if it's going to be like a kill streak. You can get like a mech or a robot. It should be kind of interesting to see how that works. There's grappling, so that is actually opening up an entire new thing to me. Grappling, as far as in the trailer itself goes, we've been able to grapple in other Call of Duties, at least in the campaign modes. Now, multiplayer wise, we haven't had anything like that yet. Now, here's the question. Are they going to have some sort of grapple system or something while you're trying to go from, because they're talking about going from land to space and kind of everything in between. So is there going to be a grapple system like from one spaceship to another, from, are you going to be able to grab onto shit and kind of like fly around? Is that like the way that you're going to be able to move around the map? I'm not really sure. Obviously, guys, this is just the reveal trailer, and it looks like everything is for the most part just for the campaign mode. It's not for the multiplayer, it's just campaign. Now, they may have given us a lot of hints, though, as to how multiplayer is going to kind of shape up, I guess. Now, what they did say, though, I'm sure a lot of you actually watched the stream the other day that Call of Duty actually was streaming on Twitch, and they were talking with two of the lead directors of the game, and they were actually saying that boots are going to be on the ground. And I think that we can obviously see from the trailer, at least, that the boots are not on the ground. Now, whether or not he meant the same thing that we're all thinking, we're thinking when we hear boots on the ground, the boots are on the ground. Like, we're not jumping, we're not able to like boost jump 100 feet in the air or anything like that. But there's a lot of meaning behind boots on the ground. It doesn't just mean that we're literally just running around and we're not able to fly around or use any kind of exo or boost jumping. So it's kind of interesting that entire Twitch conversation when they were streaming was pretty interesting. They did kind of reveal some things, but the multiplayer they were very vague about. I didn't feel like they really opened up too much about it. If you guys think that there was more to it than that, you definitely let me know what your thoughts were. But yeah, so as far as Infinite Warfare goes, it looks very futuristic. It looks like, some sort, it looks a lot, I see a lot of resemblance of Halo, some Destiny, even possibly some Titanfall. So it's a mixture of games, I feel, and kind of combined into one, at least what we've seen so far. Now, like I said, this is just the reveal trailer for what looks to be the campaign. Now, as far as the multiplayer goes, like I said, it could be completely different than that, and that's what I'm hoping. I'm praying to God that it is totally different. It's not anything like the campaign. But a lot of times, the things that are in the campaign are pretty much in the multiplayer as well. I mean, I've played all the story modes. Now, one thing that I religiously do with each Call of Duty is I play the campaign before starting the multiplayer. And I just do that because I want to really know the story, the mechanics of the game. And they teach you that just in the campaign. So overall, it's really nice. I like going for the achievements. That's a really important thing to me as well. So I like to really collectively get a lot of these different things from the campaign before even starting the multiplayer. I know a lot of people just like to jump right on the multiplayer. I really like the story mode though, guys. That's something that's really big to me. I like to know the story before really delving into the multiplayer. So I usually just grind out the actual campaign itself within probably about, I don't know, it usually only takes me about 6 hours to beat the campaign. Depends on which game it was. Black Ops 3, we're getting off the worst campaign mode or story mode, in my opinion, with Black Ops 3. I thought it was absolutely terrible. Black Ops 3's campaign just was very dull, not very many epic or like memorable moments. It's kind of like one of those campaigns that I forget in like T-minus 2 days. You know, it's one of those things, like, I just, you know, the campaign was so, like, irrelevant to me. Like, I just felt that the whole time they were trying to train me on how to do these movements, and you kept on going to this, like, surreal world where he's, like, dreaming and he's kind of seeing all these visions and stuff, and it was very poorly put together. The voice talent was good and it was there, but as far as overall just the campaign, the story mode itself, it was just very messy and poorly put together. With that being said, though, hopefully this campaign is really good. Now, Infinity Ward is very good at making awesome campaign modes. Even with Ghost, I really liked Ghost campaign. Now, obviously, Modern Warfare campaigns are the best, without a doubt. Black Ops 2 had a really good campaign, and Black Ops 1 did as well, I felt. But Modern Warfare, those were some of the best campaigns I've ever played. So hopefully, Infinite Warfare has a really good story mode as well as a good multiplayer. The story mode looks epic. I mean, look, lots of explosions, a lot of these different things. So that's exciting, because obviously it's going to most likely be kind of an epic journey. We're obviously going to be in a spaceship. We can, like, fly around. It kind of feels like a Star Wars kind of vibe. Maybe kind of cool for a little while. Who really knows? But for the most part, I feel that the graphics look like really good, and I think that now that these games are more going to be all on the new gen consoles, the graphics for everybody are, I mean, everyone's going to see like a ridiculous difference, because Black Ops 3 on Xbox 360 and PS3 was awful. Like, the graphics were terrible. So I think that everyone now who has to switch to the new gen consoles, we're going to see that major difference in, like, just pristine quality. And so that's something I think is really, really important as well, is that the campaign is going to look really good. Visually, it's probably going to look good, and it may be a fun campaign to play. So now getting back to the multiplayer, obviously it's probably going to look really good. Is it going to be a good game? Is going to be something totally different. We're probably going to find out more at E3 though. And this is going to kind of lead me into my next thing, which Nadeshot actually brought out a video the other day talking. He basically did like a reaction to the Call of Duty Infinite Warfare reveal trailer, and I wanted to touch up on this because he talked about how he is feeling that Activision has this mindset that they're never going back to the past. They're not even going back to really the present. They're just looking towards the future and the futuristic kind of warfare. And I never thought about this. I didn't really think that Activision would necessarily just go to the future and stay there. Like, I was kind of thinking, oh, they're probably going to do space, and then they're probably going to go back next year. So I was like thinking to myself, space is kind of like that next thing, and then they're probably going to, kind of draw it back, and they're probably going to come back to the present at least, if not the past. But honestly, guys, Nadeshot might have a point there. They may just be thinking, we're just going to keep going. And this is just turning seriously into Halo, and it's so sad to see this, if this is really the route it's going. But it really put that bug in my ear, I guess you could say, to think that this could be the future of Call of Duty, is futuristic warfare for years to come. So it's really disheartening to think that, but I think Nadeshot might be onto something. You guys got to let me know what you all think, though, because this is very important. This is important for this franchise. I mean, this is everything to us. I mean, for a lot of us, this is like a huge hobby. We love to make, YouTube videos. We love to trick shot, snipe, ray gun, just pub stomp, whatever it is in Call of Duty. This is our community, and we want it to be as good as possible. We have had now a wave of these futuristic games, and I think it's time that, obviously it's good that they're bringing back the remastered version of COD 4. We'll get to that in a sec, but I think that they need to draw this back. Bring it back to the roots. I mean, the people who like the futuristic games, which, I mean, there are people out there that do like the futuristic games. Obviously, there is a market for it, but there is a huge majority of people of this community that wanted to go back to classic Call of Duty and classic play. And I think that Activision needs to open their eyes to this, and they need to make a game for us. I think that they were kind of thinking this with COD 4 being remastered, that they would draw us back so that, we would kind of get that same vibe, that old vibe to us. boots on the ground and everything, classic Call of Duty, and then we would also be able to play the futuristic stuff. But we need more drawn back. Let's just put it that way. I hate to think that Call of Duty is only going to be futuristic for like the next 5-10 years. But let's just hope, guys. It's up to us. This is our community. It's up to us, kind of like being a voice and trying to be a difference to like kind of persuade Activision and these other companies that are like working with the Call of Duty titles of what to do with the title. Like, what is the next game gonna be, and like the mechanics of it and everything. We have to be that voice to Activision and stuff. Now, it's up to them to listen to us or not. They have not listened to us so far, but if you think about it, guys, they've done, you know, a few futuristic games here. So, you know, you had Ghost, which wasn't really futuristic, but you had Advanced Warfare, and you know, now obviously with Infinite Warfare and Black Ops 3, now that was released as well. So we've really had 3 of these really futuristic games. So there's only 3 of them that have been super futuristic. So they may draw it back again and bring us back to the past or into the present day, which would be really cool. I'd actually like to see present day. World War II, I feel like, has been kind of overdone, but I feel like a present-day World War III kind of idea would be really cool. That's just my opinion, but like I said, you guys will have to let me know what you all think about that. Let's move on, though, guys, to COD 4 Remastered. This is the big one. I am so excited about this. The graphics and price and just everything that is revolving around this is just bringing back such good memories, because I used to play the campaign. Obviously, I beat it, I think, 4 times on every difficulty. And I loved it. COD 4 was really what started everything for me. Now, MW2 is what I really fell in love with, but COD 4 is where it all started for me. Everything, like, you know, whether it was trick shotting, just sniping in general, just playing Call of Duty, really. MW2 is what got me into, like, YouTube and into, like, really trick shotting and stuff like that. That's what really dove me into the other side of everything. But just playing COD 4 started everything for me, and it was great. I mean, I'm sure a lot of you guys have amazing memories of COD 4, and if you never got the opportunity to play COD 4, you're going to this year, and it is by far one of the best games I have ever played. But yeah, the game looks fantastic. I mean, it looks so good. I mean, they've been showing all these pictures of, you know, 2007 compared to 2016, and, you know, what COD 4 looked like then versus now, and I mean, it's just beautiful. Like, the maps, I mean, oh my god, they look beautiful. Now, it's unfortunate that they're only giving us 10 multiplayer maps, but at the same time, I think that it's fantastic that they're at least giving us 10 maps. Like, let's just be thankful that they're bringing COD 4 Remastered to us. I mean, I think that's fucking amazing. But yeah, I overall, guys, that stole my heart. I mean, COD 4 is my heart, and it totally stole the show for me personally, as far as like the whole trailer in general. I can't wait to see more. I can't wait to see what they do the multiplayer. Let's just hope. I don't think they're gonna mess it up. They basically said that it's gonna stick to the mechanics of the game from when it first came out in 2007. They're not changing it that much. It's just like the graphics and stuff are gonna be, you know, changing. But yeah, other than that, I mean, it looks amazing. Let me know what you guys think. I'm sure most of us are more excited about COD 4 than we are about Infinite Warfare. But that, you know, I mean, who knows? Infinite Warfare, they might completely, like, change our minds. We may love the game. We used to, you know, we were always hating on Black Ops 2. We were saying, like, Black Ops 2 is not going to be a good game when we first saw the reveals for it. And then when it came out, it kind of took us a little time to delve into. And then once it started and we were all kind of getting into it, it just took off, and we all loved it in this community. So let's hope Infinity Ward actually, like, really pleases us, and they, you know, and they really surprise all of us, because I know a lot of us are very skeptical about the game now. But yeah, guys, this is going to lead me to my last topic, and this is in regards to Team EnVyus actually getting a facility for esports. I'm actually going to read this article to you guys, just part of the article at least. I made a video about it yesterday in my news commentary, and I kind of talked about it, but I want to go over this because I think that this is awesome. I mean, this is so cool that they're doing this. So let's get right into it. So Team EnVyus has big plans for their home city of Charlotte, North Carolina. Now, this was on on the esports for Yahoo on Yahoo's website. This article was on there, and the enormously successful esports organization is working with city officials to build an all-inclusive facility centered around interactive entertainment. The project will be complete with a studio, arena, offices, land center, and training facility. It will also be used to host esports tournaments and technology camps. Team owner Mike, also known as Hastro, is working closely with local North Carolina venture capital fund Sierra Maya 360 to build the facility. Speaking to Yahoo Esports, Hastro confirmed that the potentially multi-million-dollar deal is likely to close within the next 2 months. Multi-million-dollar deal. Like, this is huge, guys. I mean, they're like, this is crazy. I mean, but it's awesome, though. Like, I mean, it's so cool, but, like, it's so much bigger than any of us, I think, ever expected, you know, this entire thing to go. I mean, like, honestly, I mean, think about it. Thinking of where gaming came from. All right, so I came in the community officially around 2012. Look at, like, the past 4 years and where we are now. I mean, it's mind-blowing. Technology and gaming and everything has just expanded so much. It's blown up. Team EnVyus is a huge team, granted, but this is so cool. So, the hope, he says, is to create an atmosphere similar to that of a traditional sport so that members of the public can watch and potentially participate in events semi-regularly. I mean, basically, guys, gaming is becoming a sport. Like, whether people want to admit it or not, this is becoming an official sport. Like, this is going to be shown on TV, national TV. I mean, this is huge. I mean, this gaming is becoming, I mean, I kind of saw it coming, honestly. Like, I really did. Not to brag or anything. I felt that this was going to happen. That gaming was going to get to the point where it was going to be on the, you know, on the big screen. Not the theater, but, like, on TV. We could watch it. We could just flip through the channels, and gaming is there. This is becoming so big, guys. I mean, it really is. And that's why this is the perfect time to be here. The perfect time to be in this community is right now, because everything is happening. There is so much happening right now. You want to be a part of this. Like, I promise you, it's so worth being a part of the community right now, because in another 5-10 years, it's going to be so hard to get into bigger teams and so hard to really kind of get into this stuff. I mean, it already is hard. I mean, look at someone like me. I don't get that many views on my channel or anything. I'm trying really hard to, like, you know, build an audience and just really, like, have fun doing this as a hobby. But there's other people that would love to do this as a job, and there's that opportunity to possibly make it a job. But let's continue. We are in the later stages of taking a round of funding from Sierra Maya 360, which is local investment firm. He told Yahoo Esports. They are very involved in Hollywood, sports, and entertainment, and they're very passionate about esports. They're helping us bring in strategic investors and professional sports team owners into the space. They're also very in tune with what we have going on in the scene and how the sport is going, and they're paying very close attention to it. They emulate the same passion that we have for esports, and that's very important to us. Both Hastro and the founding partner of Sierra Maya 360, Amish Shah, have been working closely with the Charlotte Chamber of Commerce to outline the project. After 7 years in North Carolina, Hastro sees his home turf as the perfect setting for the next phase of his organization's growth. Being in North Carolina is comfortable for us, he said. Charlotte is the second fastest growing city in the United States. It's an amazing place for young people to live, and certainly our demographic is kind of the younger crowd who appreciates the modern lifestyle. Charlotte is very much that. So obviously the article kept on going. I'm not going to read any more though, guys, but honestly, I mean, this is so big. I mean, this is so fucking big. I mean, I don't think people realize it yet. But Team EnVyus building a facility, I mean, it's like, who's next? I mean, like, Optic and FaZe and all these other big organizations, like, they're probably going to be building their own facilities and stuff. Like, I mean, who knows where this is going to go, guys? I mean, this could be so big. But like I said, I want you guys to let me know what you all think. And with that being said, guys, that's going to actually end off the podcast. Please let me know who you guys want to see on my show with me. I have a couple of people in mind that I'm thinking about having featured on the show. But yeah, I'm really excited for the future, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to Zero's Podcast, Episode 1. Hope you did enjoy, and if you did, please leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, stay positive, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.